Inferno. I'm not expecting to see the same thing. Obviously, you know, we talked about those variations on Nuke. I'm expecting very similar things to have transpired on Inferno as well with aumaN's addition. I am quite excited, but I will give a disclaimer. I did think that ATOX would pick into this, and I did think ATOX would win an Inferno pick of their own. I'm just a little bit rattled from what I saw in the first map.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. I mean, especially when you think about TYLOO feeling engaged, everyone having a contribution. Kaze looked solid as well, and that's someone that can sometimes take over on maps like Inferno. Sometimes, you know, he is one of these AWPers that seems to go hot and cold, but it seems like today he started hot.
Indeed, the temperature check is looking good for him. Advent starting off with a smoke and a double flashbang as they did, of course, have to start on the T side, something that we've always seen them be a little bit more comfortable on regardless, so I'm sure that hasn't changed. Even if we didn't get to see much of a D side from the previous map.
It's a 4A setup for ATOX, though. They've got the Zeus's first contact, but the only one that can actually stop them or slow them down is Mick. And he does have a smoke that might serve as some disruption, but he's not even going to be able to deploy it. He's instead waiting and seeing if he can actually just fake out like there's multiple players here. From a USP into dualies, there'll be an extra half second of clearing, but TYLOO take and breach this bomb site, man down, but Kaze equalizing immediately.
And he immediately fades back into the smoke that they threw earlier on. It's kabal through that very same smoke to find a quick shot, though. And with this, they do have a great crossfire from TYLOO to deal with this, but JiJieHao is worried about a late lurk in through CT at every single point. He doesn't know all three players are coming in from Banana, and Advent's missing all his shots. Accuracy in the meanwhile, trying to sidestep. Advent's running out of bullets. JiJieHao all alone, the man you want to have in a clutch, but it's kabal on the other side. No different in that regard. He's closing the distance, and JiJieHao's missed his movement. How has that happened?
Oh god, he got caught in the corner, and that could have gone terribly had they had a kit on that ATOX side to work off of, but kabal unfortunately just didn't have that piece of utility. TYLOO still coming in with no survivors, but a pistol round.
That is a really cool setup for Mick, though, and I don't know if that was to try and fake it out. I do actually think Mick just wanted to get one quick shot in with the USP, see if he can get a headshot, and then switch out to the dualies for the close range duel. That's a cool setup, and he gets 2 kills, so honestly, it works out wonderfully well. It's one of the changes in CS2 that you can actually cycle weapons and stuff a little bit more easily to those sites, so you'll see at times players trying to ferry more utility. This is the first time I've seen a player trying to ferry 3 pistols over.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I remember Stewie 2K doing it with like an AWP and an M4, for example. You know, take that first shot on the AWP and fall back into the rifle for the actual hit. So it's an interesting idea, something that could be explored. I've not seen it in pistol rounds, so...
Not to that effect, especially.
Well, already off to a jump start here for TYLOO. ATOX forcing into this round. Accuracy even with the shotgun, and they do have a kabal M4 to maybe play around, but Mick is just keeping them busy, trying to hit some tags and bag a few frags. kabal gets us actually collect on some of that extra damage, and Zesta just containing them in towards short. They're getting crunched, and they've not made much progress on TYLOO.
Mercury trying to proceed forward. kabal has got a good swing out with that M4. Mick needs to find some damage in as well as he's rotated in. Mick, however, just not finding the duels to find, and in fact, no, he's ducked inside the A side. They're not ready for this. aumaN is gone. Can Mick find another? JiJieHao behind. The box will also go down. ATOX respond, and they respond quick.
That might have been the perfect gun for Mick to have. You know, 35 bullets, a rifle, and an unexpected position. You know, he was just spamming away and hoping that someone fell into his crosshair for that final frag. And Mick delivering the goods. Landed himself as that anchor on B when it came to the pistol, but now inserting himself in the perfect place at the perfect time for ATOX to steal away what should have been a topple, but the TYLOO side just didn't get much further than that initial short lane.
dobu. Oh my god. Desperate days continue for dobu.
So the thing for ATOX as well, it's rare that dobu goes this missing. He is a consistent fragger.
Yeah. Under pressure as well, so it's not even like you can say, yeah, dobu's got a reputation for choking.
Well, a little early to say choking. But he's definitely coughing up a little bit.
He did go 0-12 in the first
well,
half.
he was having a tough time. I think that's partly testament to how good TYLOO were playing.
Of course, of course.
. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
TYLOO have got more than enough smokes to be able to rush past Accuracy's Molotov, but especially when it goes that deep. That's not going to be too conducive, but Mercury does actually end up moving outwards, taking a solo duel that Mick wins. And now with Accuracy's position known, a flashbang overhead, great combination. aumaN is gone, but Mick does peek out too far wide. The flash from TYLOO is good, but kabal is actually the one to find the frag. Spraying through the smoke, Accuracy looking for another duel with the MP9, but that's all he gets. kabal, and meanwhile, sprayed right back through. He's going to be relying on Zesta, but no, kabal is still fighting. This M4's done so much without seeing a single player. Kaz is the only one left. 1-on-2, kabal is low. MP9 closing the distance, closing the gap, and closing Kaze's lifeline.
Damn. I mean, what a performance there from kabal. Got those 2 kills through smoke, swapped out his weapon with Zesta as well, just to make sure that that high HP player still had a rifle to trade some damage. And kabal overperforms by a healthy metric. Kept his backside player alive for a little bit longer as well by finding that first kill. Really well done.
And the good news is, kabal is alive and kicking. He's 8-1. This is exactly what you want to see on a map like Inferno. kabal has always been a threat on this. You go back to the MongolZ days even, and the read that he has on this particular map, both on CT and T side, is impeccable.
Yeah, how do you not want it to take like a month, maybe 2 months off, just to sort of reset, you know, family matters? He could have, I mean, probably stayed on the MongolZ, but they continue to perform, as does he individually. But it's all about building up a new roster that can challenge. But it's been a little bit of a... I mean, they're the kings of the Mongolian Counter-Strike. ATOX are hoping to at least be someone that can challenge their reign.
Flashes are great, and dobu and Mick are here on the cleanup. Mick trying to smoke this off. It'll be forcing forward the TYLOO players as they try and fight into a certain death. dobu, 3 kills found, anti-eco, but that's exactly what you want to see.
Yeah, bounding back in. Lost the pistol round and have now hit 3 straight. A little turbulent. Retaking on that B bomb site that just a round ago, but see if now they can stabilize. Win this, you know, TYLOO are going to end up in that pattern of buy, half. And so you can actually start to accrue a healthy distance between them and the Red Dragons.
aumaN should be a dead man. Oh no, great flashbang, but dobu gets one through the smoke anyway while fully blind. aumaN does trace through Mick in the meanwhile, but kabal's missed his opportunity, baited out by the rifle in the hands. aumaN completely controlling Banana and Accuracy's rotation over a juicy nade and a Molotov to delay. One that has been extinguished earlier on, a flash through, but Accuracy's not pushing himself. Trying to rotate back to a coffin that's already underneath fire. There's an angle for him to push forward. He uses it. Clearing slowly, 1-on-1 found. Kaze's gone, and with this the immediate reset. Accuracy might have, however, just baited his team into trying to fight for this, and that might end up with them losing both weapons. Again, a Molotov pushing through, trying to deny the bomb plant, but there's no chance of the full double man spray down.
Oh, that was almost a massive mistake there from TYLOO. I mean, solid effort to keep that pressure applied, make sure they couldn't get that bomb down. Zesta was making that rotation, but as soon as he trailed past and had that one tick of the Molotov, suddenly all the tensions raised. So I thought TYLOO might have stagnated at the top side of Banana. The fact that they were so concerned about a player in from coffins didn't let it happen to them.
And all of that comes back to just that one fantastic flash to prevent dobu from aggressing beyond the midpoint of Banana where he's fully blind. He gets the kill, sure, but aumaN stays alive, and look at the timings he's able to catch because of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's massive. I mean, aumaN is such an X factor for this team, it feels like. You know, he's the one that's making some of these aggressive moves, willing to take space. You know, it felt like you kind of forced players like MongolZ or Mercury to take on those roles when, you know, you'd see very frequently these mid-round moments is where they seem to shine the most. aumaN, to be honest, I feel like aumaN coming into this roster back again feels like Norbert re-entering Virtus Pro. You know, as a guy who's just, his role feels more defined. He's now as well creating more opportunities and space for the stars to actually close some of these rounds. That's only for Virtus Pro fans.
Yeah.
Some people will not appreciate that analogy.
Now, they don't know about the phenomena of getting norbed. A little bit more niche than getting donked.
Yeah, I really like when he says it's Norbin time.
Yeah.
Also a slow default here for TYLOO, maybe expecting a reaction from ATOX. No aggressive push from dobu this time, no forward utility really by those CTs, so Banana is conceded. They do hover and gravitate a third player over towards that B bomb site in case TYLOO think that that's free real estate, and they flash in, they re-aggress, and they take a later timing that TYLOO will be ill-prepared to really address.
TYLOO's got no choice but to try and hit this A bomb site. The Banana control is completely forfeited, and look at the rotations from ATOX. This is a great call. They're going to have 4 players out towards A. But no, TYLOO is indecisive. aumaN is going back to try and re-control back to Banana. Now listen, a single Molotov is not going to be audible to dobu. The audio queue's too far away. Zesta is about to be challenged inside pit. Flashbangs overhead. He's barely blinded. Second one does keep him away, but Zesta's going to be coming through with a late contact. First is found, second eliminates him. Kaze was always covering, and now Mick pushing through the smoke will not find any space in the A-bomb site. Despite reinforcements being available, the fights are just not won.
Yeah, I mean, that felt like a really solid setup there for ATOX. Sure, Zesta gets flashed up initially as that pit player, but having 2 players inside of the bomb site when they're coming out from apps and you don't have to worry about short, you don't have to worry about the adjustment vertically, it is such a... I mean, that's supposed to be an advantageous duel for you as a CT. But
Accuracy even finds the first kill. It's not like he missed the first shot, right? That's generally the loose condition over there.
yeah, and then Zesta, I mean, you know, he found a timing to swing out as well, but the fact that both those side players died so quickly, you know, that's the crossfire breaking down. So I think this is an instance of ATOX making actually a very good move. You know, going in for that mid-round retake of Banana, gambling over towards that A bomb site. They had TYLOO in the palm of their hand. Unfortunately, those coals were a little too hot.
Yeah. I'd like to see the replay from TYLOO's perspective, but those were some sharp shooting. Kaze as well, got to give him credit, just being that patient to cover off. Bit like it. Great stuff. And you can see over here, Accuracy finds that first duel, but then Mercury's given so much space to just continue fighting back.
Because Zesta was blind as a bat. He ate the first flash and then a second one on top, so...
That is where a lot of... Oh. It is just half a HUD, right? Yeah, exactly. Just making sure I'm not seeing things, or not seeing things in this case. Advan. Angle is quite nice, but maybe not the man to hold it. Accuracy is pushed all the way forward. This could be a freebie on Kaze. Kaze's got the off scope in. dobu finds another kill. They had the call. Mix got an incendiary. If Kabal can rotate through T-spawn, they won't even be able to save that.
Yeah, I mean, they're making a lot of noise, and they're not really considering the flank.
Oh,
fuck. Yeah, aumaN knife out straight into Kabal's mag.
dobu's back, man.
ATOX may have kicked mag around, but they're proponents of the mag themselves. This is a massive round for ATOX to have won. I mean, this is not exactly a pristine buy. They took some risk, and TYLOO were just so unprepared for aggression, and maybe had a misread on what the economy was looking like for this ATOX camp.
That's all dobu. Look at this one. First skill found on Jamyang, and Advent's trying to punish over there. It's just all falling apart. It's really nice to see those aggressive plays that dobu likes to go for on the CT side paying off. We saw what he did to Mid Avenue Gaming, right?
Yeah. And it's something that we touched on Nuke. You know, dobu struggled to find his impact, and now he's found these rounds. Pulling his socks up, pulling it together, both him and Kabal.
Double AWP now being pulled through. Kind of surprised considering how effective Mick has been actually on this B bomb set whenever he's had a rifle. Doesn't seem like stopping power was the issue, especially when you're going up against a slightly worse off buy. The Tech 9s, the Galils on the other side. Mick knows what's coming his way. Flashbang won't matter. Mick's got the timing, and now immediate Molotov to interrupt anyone else going forward. There's still 3 players on the site. They might think that because of the AWP present, it should be only 2, but TYLOO don't care if it's 2 or 3. They just don't want to be here.
I mean, they should anticipate it. Mick is not typically a secondary AWPer, or even really an AWPer at all for this ATOX side, but you know, if he hits shots that are ahead of him, then he can send TYLOO packing. They might actually take that as an invitation.
At the same time, Kabal, he's moving backwards. JiJieHao's got every single inclination of what's going on, but Accuracy's found him. He's expecting that play. JiJieHao has loved to go for it for years, but Mick in the meanwhile is down and out. Were they expecting him to be alone? Dobu sure hopes so. Flash overhead. Kaze is gone. Second man wasn't blind. Mercury was checking out the Orange's position, so he keeps his life. And now Kabal's rotation is going to find nothing.
This flank from Zesta could be the thing that unravels this round. Advent punched in those digits. It's now Mercury. Sat back in the second Oranges and knows that there's one plummet in from that flank, but should he go for this swing? It's being honed in by Accuracy. Now running at him, pistol drawn and trying to set up the trade, and he'll succeed. Zesta closing this out with a flank and the trade on top. ATOX, a critical retake.
That's such a good play from Accuracy as well, because if they just assume that he can hold out and wait for the swing, they're probably going to lose that round over there. There's no reason for Mercury to commit that hard. Accuracy goes out, he's saying, you know what, I will die. I'm going to lose this up, you pick it up, you trade it from me. Nicely played between them.
Yeah, understood his position. If he has that AWP drawn as well running in, it feels actually kind of less threatening, because if he misses that shot, you just know it's a free kill. And weirdly enough, you know, Mercury could have even swung Zesta in that scenario.
You also see the rifle barrel from a little bit further away, so it does feel like you can quickly like AD tap it as well. Mercury gets a much better deal. So just really nicely played.
Extra 50 milliseconds to react.
And that's all you need, man.
I think you might need a little more.
I might need a lot more.
Me too.
Yeah, maybe make the op like 4 times longer for me.
But that can be the difference for some of these top-level pros. You can attempt it at home, but results may vary.
Tech 9 on JiJieHao. Oh, that nade. It could have been beautiful. Accuracy in the meanwhile holds down the line, and Kabal holds down MongolZ. You love to see it. ATOX biting the dragon.
Yeah, that's like the 3rd or 4th kill. We've seen Kabal just get through on smoke spam. Crosshair in the right place and ready to let loose. And it's pretty loose-footed as well here from Mick. Investigating, and Kabal is, you know, taking that time to just swing out from short. JiJieHao doesn't have a whole lot of territory to answer back. Now just announcing his presence to Kabal, but he's lost aumaN behind, and Mick will swing, creating that crossfire with Kabal. A very solid round here from ATOX.
That's really cute. Mick just trying to make that noise again so that Kabal can have a slightly easier time peeking in anyway. So, yeah. Great stuff from ATOX. This is why I thought they might want to pick this map.
Yeah, I mean, that was my surprise too. This either ended up as a decider or it was an ATOX pick. Nuke, I'd felt like Nuke, TYLOO were going to snap into. So this isn't really like a conventional, ooh, they traded map picks. It's kind of weirdly like they just happened to pick each other's maps. Yeah. You would hope that they are prepared. And, I mean, TYLOO might have anticipated this map to see play, but for them to have started with the pistol and then lose the subsequent rounds, they've kind of struggled against these lower buys, weirdly, on ATOX, which is something that actually used to happen quite a bit with TYLOO on this map.
Yeah,
but
oh my god.
But usually against, you know, the Mongols
Lynn Vision.
or Lynn Vision. Yeah, Lynn Vision were actually one of the...
Yeah, Lynn Vision, like, Westbound would constantly, like, with one hero AK, just dominate everything.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, we did see Dobu do that with one hero M4, so you know what? Trends continue, but can history be rewritten? China has now failed to make the major for about, what, 4 years now, 5 years now. Dobu, it would like to extend that time to a little bit longer.
It's a healthy start once again here for ATOX. An opening pick, aumaN once again trying to be that X factor, but he got a triple entry on Banana, and he has not had a kill since. They have not been able to take that same real estate, that same territory that they're able to leverage into B-side hits. Dobu's called his teammates to stack in for that A play, leaving him alone at the top side of Banana, but a fresh smoke will keep TYLOO busy a little longer. And once that smoke fades, Dobu should have reinforcements coming his way because it's been dead silent everywhere else.
Accuracy also has a full belt of util over here, so if you want to send over more than just the one, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. TYLOO has to go for a very fast play out towards A, rather towards B. And there's 0 util available for the CT side players who are here on this bomb side. Dobu, that's a tough angle to actually play in from New Box. Probably the most commonly mollied position on the B side, but maybe this late into the round, he's relying on them not doing so, and they haven't. They haven't so far. Mick is going to get some freebies over here. Dobu is down. Mick only gets 1, and that's not enough. In the meanwhile, Accuracy was the player who rotated over, and with the AWP, he's not going to be particularly relevant to this retake too early unless TYLOO massively overstepped. And with a re-smoke back out of Coffin, Accuracy is completely irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, they only have flashes as well for this retake, but it's going to be so hard to actually breach in from the mouth of B.
Advent, oh, found out immediately is Advent. With this 2v3, causes position given up. Mercury's fighting up against Accuracy. He's low. Accuracy knows he's hit him as well. And with the Tech 9, he's got it done. Kit present as well. ATOX get that recovery.
It just felt like there was no way that TYLOO should have let that one slip. They create this crossfire. There's no smokes, no Molotovs to disrupt it. They barely get the flashes out as well. They try to go in for trades on ATOX, but Advent committing to the top side of Dark, suddenly there's a massive vulnerability. You don't have another player that can maybe cut off Coffin so that those guys don't get fought earlier. But that elevation, it felt like it really cost them. The low HP on Mercury, finished off by Accuracy on the Tech. ATOX have turned this ship around after they got pummeled on Nuke. They've sent it right back to TYLOO.
And I mean, TYLOO also had like a really small, cool little thing that they added, which was the delayed new box molly, so that Dobu had no chance of rotating out. So that looked like a perfectly played and perfectly called round from them. Turns around at the very last minute. Now remember, ATOX money is going to be slightly precarious. Over here, Flash is so good. Zesta might be even better. Doesn't matter if he's blind this time. He dodges a second. Kabal makes him irrelevant. Picks up the kill he would have liked to have, and Accuracy continues to perform. This man is the future of Mongolian AWPing, and he is showing us why. I know ATOX money is going to be slightly precarious. Over here, Flash is so good. Zesta might be even better. Doesn't matter if he's blind this time. He dodges a second. Kabal makes him irrelevant. Picks up the kill he would have liked to have, and Accuracy continues to perform. This man is the future of Mongolian AWPing, and he is showing us why. Might not be the flashiest player on the server, but he is so consistent.
He is smooth with his AWPing.
Dobu. The demonic Dobu, man. He is on one right now. Both him and Kabal leading the charge in a way where they weren't even present in it on you.
Yeah, they've recovered.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of those maps where, okay, we made a choice. It didn't seem to work out. We couldn't find a breach, but now just locking down their own positions. And, you know, having that CT side where they're being a little proactive, they're willing to take these challenges, they're actually catching TYLOO sometimes with utility out or just not blissfully unaware that a peak is kind of coming their way. ATOX have played a very solid game, but one that is leveraged by a little risk, but some nice sharp shooting as well by those vets.
aumaN hasn't been able to leverage that position out towards Banana in a long time. It seems that outside of the triple kill that he got, but actually that's exactly what the case is. Outside of the one-round triple kill, he hasn't got anything. Nothing at all. Deep molly. Mick wants to peek out. He knows there's a player at the backside, but does he realize there's one close by? aumaN can't find it, even with the Mach 10 rushing down. Nade will get no damage. Dobu has chosen to stay. He's sticking around. Molotov will not be finding him. This should be a freebie. Does he have any flashes to help out? No, he doesn't. Not in time, at least. Kabal just hoping to delay.
I mean, he's happy to greet them into this site. He has Mick on the AWP right beside him. They started with a 3B setup. That's why Dobu wanted to play forward on towards Banana. But now TYLOO stop and freeze. There has been no pressure, no presence over towards brackets. That they've been chain smoking middle on the ATOX side. And so there is no fear yet that TYLOO could be bounding back into an A play at all.
Don't think that's what they wanted.
No, probably not.
Does Mick start to get a little bit more bold around the corner? Yes, he does. He's keeping an eye out. He wants to go for information, but this time he's too far out in the open. Now only one player left on this side. It's Kabal. Do they know he's here? It could have very well been Mick throwing those flashes. There's no Molotov out to secret. Kabal is hidden away. The bombs are going to be planted by the AWP. Kabal good for one. Make it two. Still alive at the back of the bomb site. Still being contested. Flash won't matter. Advent closes the distance. But the round is being closed out. Time is ticking down low. Advent will be living for a little while longer. Accuracy shot has been missed. He cannot get it down in time. The shot missed again. Does he push through? Yes, he does. Zesta, what's going on? Oh. Won't be able to stop the bomb from being planted, but he at least gets the frags. And it wouldn't matter. It's the last round anyhow. ATOX find 9 in some confusion.
Yeah, there was a little bit hectic there. Weren't sure if there was somebody over towards Banana. May have seen a corpse. That might be looked a little bit different on his screen. But as soon as he came around that corner, still able to adjust. No problems. Little scare maybe if you were spectating your teammates just bounding through that smoke and shooting ghosts. But ATOX are going to be happy with how that panned out. Winning some of these low buy rounds as soon as TYLOO starts to try and build some momentum. And then having these shutouts on the gun versus gun. Kabal did so much in that half. Dobu trying to be an instigator, but Kabal so consistent. And he was all over the shop. He was contesting them on A plays. He was locking them down at B. And when it came to some of these retakes, you know, that young Zesta that we want to see actually have performances is actually delivering on the goods. Well-rounded. Kind of like TYLOO on their first map, but now it's a well-rounded...
TYLOO's still well-rounded. They're just a very big old target.
It's the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah. aumaN? Well... he's not going to have that Mick moment where he comes out with 2 quick kills. I can tell you that much. It's going to have to be a 5v5 retake. And guess what? Advent seems to be ready for it. I've just noticed he's got 4 pieces of utility. Kind of wild when you think about it. aumaN, in the meanwhile, has found a hiding hole. If Kabal can find a kill over here, that might be the end of the round. Molotov to meet them. They weren't expecting this, not for the retake attempt. Remember, they don't have a kit. That's a sacrifice you make when you're buying this much utility, and they need to go in. A Molotov to new box. The T's shouldn't be ready for this, but they are able to rotate back to pillar. Accuracy's alive for far too long, and now with Mick being given a chance to recover from the flashbang, he needed to find frags, but TYLOO's doing everything. Dobu! Expecting to have teammates, expecting to have someone helping him out. They have the setup, but Mick misses everything.
That might have been the cleanest B execute that we saw TYLOO take.
Yeah.
And they do it on CT for the retake. A single belt.
Advent just realized he mixed up his D side and CT side notes right now. Like, oh, damn it. Wrong booklet, whatever.
I wasn't supposed to buy this much util, but we're doing it. We're committing. That was great for TYLOO. The flashes were so effective at pulling people off the lines, and then they just got swarmed by the TYLOO onslaught. But they have won now 2 of these pistols here on Inferno. That smoke is a tad deep. A minor inconvenience for anybody that maybe invests into a scout, perhaps. Yeah, I'm trying to find a silver lining there. But lineup's not well rehearsed. TYLOO need to prevent a toppling round here from ATOX. They are bleeding. They're going to try and bleed this stone dry.
This is all about contacts. TYLOO don't have any flashes left except for on aumaN, and he isn't going to be relevant. ATOX have 1 flash that they realistically don't want to use without getting at least 1 kill. If Mercury sticks around too long to try and get a nade out, that might be his undoing. In fact, indeed it is. Kabal catches the timing. And with this, only 2 players left, and JiJieHao doesn't find a single frag. Kaz is all alone, and he's caught between too many angles. He's going to be traded all too quickly. The site is gone, and I don't think we're going to see any of those magical retakes. Not this time.
I mean, that is great shooting from Kabal. Really, it does feel like this is night and day from Nuke to Inferno. I mean, for all of these players, really, but Kabal and Dobu have been major propellants, and they just continue to take those risks and actually be these sort of forward-facing players that ATOX can rely on, where, you know, we were harping on about how they were finding minimal impact on Nuke. these have just been rounds where it's like Kabal has impact, Dobu has impact. They're like interchanging from round to round. It has been quite the recovery, honestly, just on a mental level, to get this kind of performance from both of them.
And I mean, this is why we were harping on, right? Because Kabal is maybe the most stable piece I have seen in Asian Counter-Strike in the past maybe year or so that he's been on ATOX. Now, he doesn't have terrible games. He may have a, kind of off game, but I have not seen him have a terrible game pretty much ever. Now you can see his potential. Now you can see when he's locked into the Matrix. He is the one running the code on the server, pretty much.
Yeah, he's a guy that can just pull out a random multi-kill in a late round situation. You're just thinking, how's he gotten away with that one? The Crims of Mongolia, perhaps. It's quite a long standing.
He might still make the major. Can we not say that?
Well, Crims has had his time. He served his time. And what a...
This is Michael leaking that Crims is out of Fnatic.
No, what a damn good service he put in.
Ah, true.
Global Offensive is gone. Counter-Strike 2 is here.
Of course, TYLOO's last major in 2021 Stockholm. Unthinkable to think that we haven't had China at a major since then.
Yeah. 2 and a bit years. Stockholm was at the end of the year in 2021.
I mean,
right?
if they don't make it now, it'll be 3 years minimum.
Yeah. And at the time, TYLOO, that old TYLOO roster, weren't even really the top team in China, but they weaseled it in. They got those wins where it mattered, and this core that now currently represents TYLOO sometimes struggled in those moments.
It's opposite stories, really.
Yeah.
The analyst's pet, unfortunately, that's all they were. When they were on Rare Atom, when they were on Cyclone, they're hoping to escape that curse. Because I'll be honest, I don't even know if they're the analyst's pet anymore.
That might be Lynn Vision. Well, this has been a bit of a struggling second map.
They'd really like find a force by win. Advent is traded far too quick.
Dobu's got to be so upset with that. He turned from the flash as well. He wasn't really caught by it, but by the time he turned around, there's aumaN greeting him with a 5-7 bullet straight to the face. Yeah, sorry, Advent.
It's okay. Easy to get them confused. Uncle and daddy, you know? Will still be a execute out towards the B-bomb site. Flash is dodged out. In fact, actually, good for one. aumaN trying to fight back inside the smoke, but won't really be able to find anything. Retake won't be easy with the Max 7. JiJieHao will have to be the one to lead the charge. Maybe his grenade can find a quick kill onto Kabal if he wants to deploy it. Kaze, I mean, he's going to be pretty much irrelevant if he can't pick up a gun or find a very awkward timing. I like the double up inside Seeker. That way, even if Kabal goes down to a grenade, something like it, accuracy is likely not going to be checked. Zesta to be brought down low, but he's okay. He just needs to sit down, chill out. TYLOO are backing off. They want to save the Farmers. They want to save the Mag 7. This force fire was a very big risk that they took, and they want to at least have another chance in the next with these weapons.
To be honest, I'm actually kind of surprised Kaze doesn't sort of hang around towards the top side or towards spawn to maybe pick up some of the utility, maybe a weapon as the bomb blows up. You know, holding onto the Mag 7 doesn't feel like it has as much value as maybe getting your hands on a rifle. We saw how much having a singular rifle seemed to do for ATOX in some of these more troubling moments on that CT side, where there were very few, to be quite honest. But we might see domination from either team on opponents' map picks, and you know, we preface that with a very big asterisk, but it's surprising to see how good each of these teams looks on their opponent's map pick.
I'm not surprised.
Well, it's how good they look and how not so good the team picking it seems to be.
That's true, actually. I will agree with that.
There's a little stagnant. You know, it seems like even TYLOO seem a little trapped by the circumstance that they currently find themselves in. What do they have cooked up with the Mag and the FAMAS? Major, not a whole lot.
Oh, God. I appreciate the attempt from JiJieHao, I'll say that. Also, that's good. Accuracy uses the nade to try and blow away the farmers. So
I don't think he succeeded.
It didn't work,
Yeah.
but listen. Yeah, the thought counts. Maybe not too much, but it counts. Dobu. Pillar of Flame will interrupt visibility, but Zesta will interrupt life. Max 7 close range, still held down. They are taking the bomb over to the site with 3 players on it. This could be risky, but Advent needs to hit some shots, and that's never a reliable objective. He simply can't find the kills. He's down and out, and even Kaze doesn't get anything. Ideal range for a Mag 7, but it will be completely fruitless.
Yeah, I mean, they are washing over TYLOO at the moment. Just playing solid Counter-Strike, not getting caught by any of these setups. You know, utilizing the blowing of the smokes as well, should they be disrupted. Like what I'm seeing out of ATOX, you know, playing together, having a good understanding of what's happening around the map. You know, they're not getting caught off guard by much. It just feels like they're dialed in for Inferno. And, you know, you love to see that. This is a game in which we fight for elimination. TYLOO, as one of the favorites, find themselves in that lower bracket. ATOX are always one of these contender precipice teams, but never seem to be able to escape that nomenclature. For us, you know, if ATOX are on a rise, it's an interesting piece, another team to look at within the Mongolian region.
He's holding down. Flashbang overhead. Kaze is caught out. He was looking away. And sure, Mercury will connect with Accuracy. Mercury, dear God, I got it all wrong, but Mick is getting it all right. Kabal bears through. It's a 2v2. Maybe TYLOO's best bet and a retake since the pistol round. And as aumaN will be taking charge forward, there have been only 2 rounds where he has gotten killed so far in the game. A triple and a single. Now he needs to be effective. They're still dealing with 2 of the most dangerous players on this team. Not to say that anyone has been really lagging behind too hard, but Zesta likely going to look for first contact. No, it's actually Kabal. Kabal will hear the steps, missing out. It's a rare miss, and Zesta's nearby on the bomb site. Playing this perfectly, aumaN is gone! ATOX recover, it's back to a 1-1.
A massive, massive comeback really here for ATOX. Not on this map, but bouncing back from being at a deficit, losing out so handily on Nuke, and then answering with a very emphatic Inferno as well. I loved what I saw out of ATOX, and you could see that they are absolutely